Have you ever found yourself in need of a higher perspective? Have you ever fallen into a trap or problems in your life that you just couldn't fix on your own? Well, tune in and find out more. Hi, I'm Cameron Conway, and welcome to Life Beyond Church Episode 3. Today we're talking about how you need a higher perspective. Now, a couple months ago, I was having a problem with my dog, Winnie. One day, she came in after being in the park for a while, and she just kept gnawing at her back leg. She is just tearing at it over and over again. So I look over there, thinking I'd be able to see some grass or some sticks tucked into it, and it was completely clean. And yet, she just kept going for her leg over and over again. So eventually, I started to smell something. It wasn't like a bad smell, but there was a very unique smell. It's that smell of fake grapes. You know that smell that on the box it says it's a grape, but you taste a grape and you taste that thing and it tastes nothing like a grape. Yeah, it's that sort of cheap children's candy smell. So I got a closer look and I looked at the bottom of her pad, and right in the middle, kind of between all the pads, there's this big wad of grape gum. Now, Winnie knew something was wrong. She was feeling the impact, she was feeling the tightness, and she just kept gnawing like crazy on her paw. But she couldn't get to the source of the problem. She needed someone else to help her. So it took about half an hour of paper towels and scissors and fighting with her just to even try and get it out. So I was trying to clean her foot out, and she was fighting me, she was headbutting me, she was kicking me, she was going rah, 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 at me. So I did the only thing I could do. I went to the pantry and I got one of her favorite treats. It's like these little dental stick things, probably about yay big, made out of sweet potato and some oyster shell flavored with bacon. And she just loves them. They're supposed to take dogs like 15, 20 minutes each, takes them like 5 minutes. So I stuck one of those in her mouth and she gave me the time to clean out her foot. So she had a problem, she couldn't fix it, and when I was trying to fix it, she was just throwing a temper tantrum. Now I tell you the story because it's a lot like what we do with God on a regular basis. We know there's something wrong in our lives. We know there's something out of place, or things just aren't working well. There's conflict, there's debt, there's problems, there's fighting, there's vanity, and there could be a host of other things. We know there's something wrong, and we just try and gnaw and chew and go after that general direction, but it feels like nothing that we do actually makes a difference in the problem. So that's where we need God to come in. That's where we need to humble ourselves, sit down in prayer, and ask God, what's going on? Can you fix this problem? Show me what you want me to change to bring about something better in this situation. Because we have so many promises throughout the scripture where it says, pray to God and he will answer. If you lack wisdom, ask it, I will give it. Or even have the whole ministry of Jesus where people came to him with problems and he solved the problems. But that's the catch. Over and over again, the people went to Jesus. Jesus wasn't always just knocking on every door he walked by and asking if someone needed a healing or a prayer. He healed those who in faith came to him. They humbled themselves. They recognized that he had the source to everything they needed to remedy that situation they were in. And we have to do the same thing. Now, Winnie couldn't ask me to help her. All she can do is just gnaw and get all fussy. But even through all that fighting and all that gnawing, it activated the smell. If her paw wasn't soaking wet, I probably wouldn't have smelt it. I just thought she was just being a strange puppy, which, if I'm honest with you, she is a very strange dog in a good way. But at least all of the gnawing she did was able to produce the smell so I can actually bring about help for her. So that kind of brings us to where we are today with God. Yes, we can be fighting, we could be having problems, we could be having issues, we could be having health issues, marital issues, financial issues, work issues, interrelational issues, school issues, any other issue you can think of under the sun. But at the same time, we need to be humble enough to say, God, I can't do this on my own. God, I need you to intervene. God, I need a roadmap for how I can get out of the situation. And if need be, I need you to bring other people into my life to bring help. Because that's the hard part. We want to rely on our own strength. I talked about this last week, where sometimes we're like a sheep, we kind of run off on our own and we lose sight of the shepherd. The same truth is the same here, where we can't see everything. I'm not smarter than God. I can't see better than God. Like even me, I can't see the camera in front of me clearly because I don't have my glasses on. But we need God, who has that crystal clear vision, because he created the universe. He knows how everything works. He knows what's coming, what's going, what was, what is, and what will be. And we need him to help us with that in our lives right here and right now. But that comes from humility and prayer and faith, where we actually have to invite him in. Because God is that great gentleman. He won't just kick down the door and start hurling answers at us. He wants us to partner with him. He wants us to be in covenant with him. He wants us to lovingly invite him into our lives so that he can move and act and bring about whatever it is you need in your life. Then there's other times where you'll ask for help in problem A and you'll help problem B, because once problem B is solved, then problem A is no longer a problem anymore. But we would have never thought that because we were so focused on problem A. But that's where God comes in and says, no, you don't have a problem here, you have a problem here. We'll fix this problem, and then A, C, and R will be taken care of. So I encourage you today to start going to God with prayer more often. I really believe in a model that you should be having prayer with God every single day, because you're having a living relationship with him. This isn't just shopping list time. You're not just going down to the heavenly Walmart to pick up what you need. You're trying to build a real relationship with God. Because when you have a real relationship with God, you have real faith. When you have real faith, you start to receive real answers in your life. So I encourage you today to spend that daily time with God, just seeking him, and even just asking, what does he want to do in your life? Not just, God, help me here. It's, God, what do you want to do in my life? So I ask you to leave your thoughts in the comments of what it is that God is telling you to do in your life. What has God told you to do each day you've sought him out, so that you can look back and you can encourage others and they can see what God's doing in your life. You can see what God's doing in their life, and you can begin to realize that, hey, God actually does care. God actually does want to bring about help in my life, even if it's in a way that I don't see or understand, which is a whole another story we'll get to another time. Actually, if you check out the podcast version of this, it's a whole half hour, and I talk about like examples of Gideon or the walls of Jericho, where God used unusual, unexpected means to bring about answers to people's prayers. So you can get hold of that on iTunes, Google Play, or it's a Google Music, one of the two, Spotify under Conway Christian Resources. Well, that's all the time we have for today. So remember to like, hit subscribe, and I pray God will bless you and help you through your problems. But I ask you in return to go to God and actually ask for the help and build that relationship so the answers can come into your life. So God bless and take care, and I'll see you next time.